Back here. I told you today we are going to discuss my trip to South Africa, what I saw in South Africa as compared to what we are doing here in our country. You people, I was challenged by South Africans. I was so much challenged because those people are living in a very desert place which doesn't have water, which doesn't have rain. But those people are able to do farming. They are really able to do farming. You get it? But why, my question, why can't we do farming? Like most of Uganda, I know many of you in Africa, you have different climates, different weather. But me, I'll talk about my country, where I live, where I be. Because I spoke to some of the people in that area, in that farm, that really allowed me to go and visit them. The Karoo Livestock exporters, that is Chandelier. Uh, they really welcomed us, but we had a number of questions. Why those people are doing better than us? But of course, they are doing better than us. Those people are doing better than us. But when you look at our environment, we are better than them, more better than them in terms of the weather. They told me they have taken 7 years without rain. Do you know what it means? In my country, for your information, the biggest drought that we have in our country is 7 months. And you find people making noise, you find people crying, we don't have rain, we don't have rain. But one thing you have to understand is that the word rain, or whenever you see rain in your country, it is meaning you to get prepared to the dry spell. Because where the rain came from, it will take time to go back and come back. As me, hamiisi, this is how I understand the situation of a the situation of rainy season. In the rainy season, it is a time of harvesting or preparing my gardens to put the grasses that are going to help me during the period of the dry spell. When I went to South Africa, a guy told me he has taken 7 years without receiving rain. Can I repeat what I said? I said they have taken 7 years without rain in their country. And remember, their country has a lot of stony soils, clay soils. But because those people are dedicated to do farming, they are trying to look for water underground. And they look for that water in a very expensive way. On top of that, they use their power or their money to get water from the ground and do irrigation. Doing irrigation, one line of irrigation, it can even cost over 30 or 50 millions in Uganda. And remember, those people don't have rains, and their water table is very low. So they are trying all their best to make sure that they have the rain and they have the animals. This is what they do. When I reached there, I was asking them, your animals are really looking well. If the animals are really looking well and good, what do you use to feed them? I just realized that these people invest in feeds. How? Because their animals are feeding on the pellets. They are eating pellets right from the first week of birth till when they make a year. Because for them, they have grades of those animals. They prepare animals in grades. An animal that will be stud, an animal that will go for auction, an animal that will go for maybe breeding in their farms, and those that they can't allow to do breeding in their farms. They grade them. You get it? So, those animals that are not going to, let's say, those that are not going to produce milk for the babies, they have no babies, they are not pregnant, those are allowed to go to the field and try to browse. Then those that are very essential, Those that are producing milk for the kids, they don't go. Those ones are feeding on the pellets and dry matter. Dry matter for them, they don't use Chloris Guyana, but they all use Lucerne. That's the grass that they have. And you know, they have to buy them from those people who are in the middle of the valleys. Because you know, those people in the valleys, they tend to have a chance of having some rain. So those people, their work is to produce grasses and sell to those people that are in high lands. But here in Uganda, when you look at the whole of our area, almost everywhere there is water. Most of the areas there is water. And let me tell you one thing. Our country can sustain itself, believe me or not. If one region has dry spell, another region has rain. So those ends which has rain can plant the grasses, which can even feed those animals that are in the other side of the land. You get it? In the other side of the country. But now, if I pose a question to you, my dear people, why do we allow these people? Because now when you go into calculations, find out an animal starting to feed on the parrot at day 0. Sorry, at let's say 7 days, till when it makes 360 days. And for us here, we can bring, and you people, you know it. You who are even in those areas of cattle corridor, you have never even known that an animal eats, because you know that you have the land. An animal, they do any supplement? No, 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 no. A lot of people don't even know that an animal can be supplemented. This is what we have to learn as in our country. In my trip, these are the things that I learned. One, I learned that we are lazy. Two, some of us don't have capital, but still we can use the leftovers. Do you know, let me tell you one of the leftovers that we have in our country that you cannot even find in South Africa. In South Africa, you cannot find any leftover. That this is a leftover that you can use. Like, let's say, the maize stems, that now somebody used them and now he took the grains and he left the stovers, he left the cobs. No, you can't find that in South Africa. But in our country here, are burnt. Those stuff are burnt every day. Let me tell you some of the leftovers. Those are the maize leftovers. Talk about sorghum, because like in northern Uganda, people are doing a lot of sorghum. But do you think sorghum proteins stop in the grains and the carbohydrates? Also in the stovers, it is there. But why don't we use it? I have showed you, I have told you, I've tried my best to teach you people how to do silage from 0 to the end. Follow my YouTube channel. Check whatever you want to know about animals. Just check. You get it? Whatever you want to know about animals, check. Just put in the codes that you want. Let's say, how do I start goat farming? What are the animals feeding on by hamiisi? You end with my name. You get a lot of information. Because I taught you how to do silage. I taught you how to do hay. I taught you how to teach animals how to eat hay. And how to teach animals how to eat silage. I did all that. But my people, I'm really so disappointed. Those people who are living in a miserable climate are really performing better than us. Me, when I went there, I was challenged that those people even spending a lot of money to make sure that they have grass for their animals. Yes, for us here, we have a lot of things that we waste and burn, not knowing even how to use them. You people who are watching me from wherever you are in this world, because I can see Zambian, I can see Nigerians, I can see Americans, I can say the British, and all other people that I've not mentioned, Ghana and everywhere. In our country, people do sugarcane. But sugarcane, they cut off the tops of the sugarcane because those companies that are doing sugar don't need them. Those are source of super carbohydrates. They can build up the size and they can build up the size of an animal and the fat of an animal. It can give an animal energy. You people, we do have many people in our villages do have a lot, a lot of beans. Beans is a source of plant protein. But do you people think that plant protein of beans stop in the grains that you eat? Why do you have to throw away the leftovers? 4, we do plant soya. Do you think that soya, the protein that you need from soya, do you think it only stops in the grain? How about the stovers? You get it? You people, we can crush all those stuffs long as you have a crusher and you make silage out of it. And you make silage out of it. You, most of you people in your areas, you have what they call panicum maximum. Panicum maximum, that is a weed. Sorry, we call it even a weed, but it's a real good grass. I think if you don't understand it, I will look for all those grasses. I take pictures of those grasses. I show them to you. In all our areas, there is what we call the wild burakelia. It is there. Why don't we use it? Let me tell you one thing, you people. I get disappointed. A person in my neighborhood, in my country, saying that he cannot afford to have, let's say, 200,000. Yet, most of the areas of this country, I get many calls all the time. People are asking me how they can get hay. I was talking to some people in Chiruhula recently. They told me the drought is very serious and the animals are dying. But I told them, you people, you are gifted in nature that you have the grasses and you cleared your lands, which was not bad. The only problem you made was doing carpet bombing, clearing all the trees, and you left only grasses to grow in your area. That is okay. But remember, you can do 2 projects on one area. With the project of goats, goats eat from the shrubs. And the cows are grazers, and sheep, they eat on the ground of the grasses. They eat the ground grasses. They just graze. So when you have some trees like those shrubs, what is actually helping the South Africans are those shrubs, because they are rich in the protein. So it's the only grass that they can feed their animals on, minus payments. But the rest of the grasses, they have to pay money. They have to pay dollars to buy the grass. In Uganda, we cannot buy the grass, we can plant it. Even if you don't plant it and then you keep going to look for the leftovers, you tell all those people that are doing beans that you give me the leftovers of the beans. They can give them to you, even for free. I told you how to do silage for the sugar tops. The sugar cane, just cut off those tops or the cane tops, make silage and feed it to your animals. The breweries, even if you don't have a chance of getting the brewer, you plant. I'm planting sugar grade. When I went to South Africa and then I came back, I just laughed when I saw those people struggling to get the feeds, buying the parrots. And me in my country, I can plant, whichever I plant, it grows. But those people are doing better than me. Why do they have stronger animals than mine? I'm just laughing for myself. And when you people look at me, you see that I have many animals. But having 2,000 animals is nothing, because somebody can come and tell you, I want 1,000 animals per week. So that means if you have 2,000 goats, your animals only need 2 weeks or 3 weeks to be finished. Let's say even a local market, just imagine if somebody tells you that I need, let's say 30 goats per day. 30 goats per day times 30 days, that is 900 goats. Then times 12 months, you need 10,800. You get it? So you people, where I found Ugandans weaker or other countries weaker, one is in the nutrition. Some people are blessed. The pellets you see, people are mixing the concentrates and the grasses depending on the need of an animal. You get it? So you people, that is what I got from there. Those people are feeding their animals on the pellets and on the dry matter. I've been always telling you that dry matter is a way of preserving your grasses and another way of giving your garden to regrow in time. If you cut it, you're giving more power to the grass to regrow. And as well, it is an advantage to those animals that are feeding on the dry matter, because animals utilize dry matters more than even the fresh. I want you to take a chance, go and feed those animals on the fresh grass. See the amount of the dung that they will deposit. Then as well, give them the dry matter and see how much they can deposit. They will give you very small dung. And what we want is the body to utilize all the minerals and then convert it into muscles. So my dear, my take is learn from me. Me, I put money in my research. I follow it up. I do not ask for any help. Then I unleash data for you, practically. I told you those people are living in a very miserable life. The land is too dry. They can only have simple shrubs, which are not even many. Then they buy feeds right from the first week of an animal. So you find that an animal takes a full year when it has eaten over 200 and something uh, per year. You get it? So staying with an animal for a year, just know it has eaten over 200, which is very expensive. And in my country here, to spend with an animal a year when it is eating on zero grazing, the biggest amount of money that they can eat is 70,000. Because remember, if you plant an acre of maize, I think it can cost you over 500,000 till the time of harvest, not so? Then, if you put in other additional costs of harvesting that and making silage, that is spending, let's say, 1 million. If you spend a million, on an acre and you get over 15 tons of the maize, of the feeds, that means each acre or each kilo of maize, of the feed silage, it will be going for 60 shillings. If an animal is feeding on the 2 kilos, let's say 3 kilos, times 60 shillings per day, that is over 180 per day. So times how many days in the year? 360. So that means an animal should have eaten over 64,800. Then plus, let's say the drugs and everything, it will cost over 20,000. So if me, I'm doing zero grazing of an animal and an animal eats over 848,000, that is very small money, even if I said it 200,000. But these people spend over 300 on one animal. That's why they can't keep many animals. Two, they look at, actually, they can't keep many animals, but they keep the quality. Say that somebody is having smaller number of animals, but when he's selling one, he's selling it very expensive. So my dear countrymen, and those who are in Africa, those who are outside Africa, I do request you that let's don't take this as a joke. Let's be serious. If you are doing business, let's do it. Those people who are talking about market, me, the time I spent in South Africa, I did not even eat any any meat for goats. Why? Because it's very expensive. In South Africa, you people, goats are sold on auction. You prepare your animal for auction. I will take you through those processes of preparing your animals for auction. Those animals are fed very well so that they look well in the auction. Some people compete for an animal and you find it being bought very expensive because of the competition. But that competition is out of you feeding the animal very well. You get it? What is coming in our country in the next years? We shall have auctions. Because now we have discovered that we are jokers. So some of us don't want to joke. Some of us, we don't want to cohabit on some work. But we really need to get married to the project. Let me tell you one thing, you people. We have to work. You have got the knowledge. You have got we people who even go and make research, then come back and give you data for free. We should give you data for free. Make sure you use it well. When you use it, it is your money. It is not my money. You get it? It is your money. Me, what I have to do is to make sure that I create more other people who are like me. If our country has those kind of people, it will definitely help us. It is our country, not somebody's country. The only way you can contribute to the country, create more other farmers, create more other people that will help the country or even help you. Then you people, if you go into farming, you're also helping me in one way or the other. How? Most of the people who have been having goats, they have collapsed. Do you know the reason? Because they were alone. Everybody was running to them to buy the goats from them. And they forgot that whichever person buys animals, he is buying them, is only buying the nannies, those that have never produced, forgetting that whichever is buying is getting older. So people kept on selling their animals alone, and then their stock got old. So they reached a point that they cannot even get more kids, they cannot sell the old stock, and even sourcing out more other genes to restock, it was very hard. That's why some of the people failed. But me, to overcome that issue, that's why you see me teaching you for free, so that you start in your own way. It doesn't mean that you have to be close to me, you have to know me to start the project. Just get my knowledge, go and use it. Because you paying me, that is not going to sustain me. My project can sustain itself. You get the information, then you start on your own. But also make sure that if you succeed, make sure you teach more other people. The more we grow in number, the better for us and for a country. Because we are even paying more money to the country into permits. We have to pay permits if a farmer is taking the animals. So you people, let me go through your comments. I really need to make sure that I leave when I have answered all of you. So put your questions. I can try to mail to them before I go. So I'm starting to read your comments one by one. Yeah, good evening, those who are trying to greet me. I'm really very happy to greet me. The cost of selling goats, I can't tell you that I sell goats at this cost because they range, but I have goats that I can sell, but I cannot tell you that this goes for this because it's a range. So you can get me on WhatsApp, then I will give you a list of all those animals. Faizo, I can see you're following. Aita, I can see. Yaruhanga, I can see. your comments. Thank you so much. How many of us that have got lands? You people, we are very few people that have lands, or there are very few young people that have lands, but we have our parents who have land. But if you don't have that chance of having the land, you can try. Let me tell you one thing. People have lands to hire. If you can have an opportunity of hiring land, in North, there is a lot of land that you can hire. Even if it's not North, but in the whole country, there is a lot of land that you can hire. If I hire, let's say, an acre, and I plant the maize, and an acre gives me over 15 tons or 30, that 1 acre can feed over 100 goats or 50 goats for 6 months. So if I'm selling my goat of 6 months, let's say, even if I'm selling it 150,000, you get it? 150,000 times 50 goats that have been fed by that an acre. So an acre here, they hire it 150. So you can use an acre to produce for you grasses that can feed 50 animals. Even if you sell each animal at 150, that is 7.5 million, plus the 150,000 that you paid in. Even let's say for the drugs, if you have spent let's say like maybe 600 for the drugs, also remove it. Let's say you even spent 600 for the worker, you also remove it. So your balance will be 6.150. That's a good profit. So 6 millions divided by the number of the months, that's 6. That means if you sell those animals at 150,000, the ones that you have fed on an acre, you'll be getting a profit of 1,225,000. That's a lot of money that you can add on your job. So it's not a joke. You don't need to say that we all have to have land. No, it's very hard to have land, but we can try to see how we can improvise and hire the land. Or else you can decide to first maybe go to those areas, those people who are doing farming, and they don't know how to manage the leftovers, like the sugarcane tops, like the like the beans, like the the soya beans. Those leftovers, bring them. Me, I taught you how to do the silage. If you don't know, contact me or go on my YouTube channel, then put on silage making by Hamiisi. Whatever you search, put my name Hamiisi, or you subscribe to Hamiisi Semanda Goat Farming. You will definitely get all those videos. There is nothing concerning the nutrition that I've not done, unless mixing the concentrates. In our country, we might not even need to do concentrates for our animals, because we have all the grasses that have all the minerals and the concentrates that we have in our country. So you people, this is not a joke. Let's just get serious and we do it. I can see a number of comments here. I came back and I came back very well, but very challenged. I was challenged when I look at the environment of that area and the environment of our country. I just cry, because we say we don't have money, but we have gold that we cannot even maybe dig out. Okoth village. Okoth, I can see. Get a strategy of maximizing the land. You do not have to see grasses just being misused like that and you just be there. Zimbabweans, I can see. Those people who are not in our country, you people, those people who went in Saudi Arabia, in America, in where, people, I do request that you people try your best and have land. Of course, for you, you're even much lucky that you can have land. You people, instead of coming back to Uganda and you say that you have come for a holiday, we know that you work so much in your countries, wherever you work from. You work too much, you don't sleep, and when you say that you're coming to Uganda, you're coming to relax. But think about the life after there, because it doesn't have to guarantee that you live there, stay there, you die from there, and they bury you there. No, you have to come back home. Even if you don't come back home, you will not feel comfortable. Even if you die and they bury you that way, you will not feel comfortable. Think about your country. Your country is gold. No one is going to transform it, but it's you who is going to transform your country. It's not only you will make money. I know you might be having enough money, but how have you changed the people in your country? How have you changed them? You get it? This country, we have to change it together. But how do you change it? Whichever contribution you make. How do you make that contribution? Is by making a project that can employ more other people. You get it? So if you employ somebody, he's making his money, he's living, he will also get the money, the capital from you, and as well go and do. I know you get a lot of challenges to manage the farms, but if you want to be a good farmer, put things in your ears. Listen to one person. See how he is deceiving you. Finally, you'll get the answers. But you'll finally get the right person who will handle your project. Because the country is supposed to move. The country is supposed to move. You can make your money. There is an opportunity of making dollars in farming. Because there is no any day we shall spend without eating. Just take an example. Have you ever heard of any country, leave alone this COVID stuff, that got stuck with goat's meat or even cow's meat and people are not eating it? I have never heard of it. Somebody who have ever heard of it, please, you can challenge me and post here. Tell us which country had a lot of meat and it was not eaten. So you people, meat is part of our meals. That is a protein. That's an animal protein. We need it. We need an animal protein. It is not enough. There is some countries now, like where I have been, it is dry. They can only afford to raise animals. They can only afford to raise animals for breeding. Because when you raise that kind of animal and you take it for slaughter, you're not making dollars. Why? Because whatever you're feeding them on is very expensive. So for us who have green, and even if you cut it today, tomorrow it will regrow. Let's use that opportunity to produce more and supply to those people in Saudi Arabia, supply to those people that don't have opportunity of planting the grasses. Take my word, me, I'm not a joker. I walk the talk. Me, even if you don't do, I'm doing it. You get it? And I'm sure I can have the money. I can have the money. If I don't have it now, as time goes on, if I get more other animals, I'll be getting the money. I can see Boabia Nicholas. I see your comment. Common ones living widely in Bracharia, Mitica and Bracharia, Brisantha, but very resistant and nutritious. Yes, so Bracharia is all over. We do have many Bracharias, and then in our country, we have a lot of legumes. I have even seen Rhodes grass or Chloris Guyana growing wild in our country. But in some countries, even if you take it there, it cannot grow. But people live with it and they cannot have it. Nicholas, I really do appreciate on the way you have tried your best to make sure that people have the grasses. In this case, I will also thank the contributors. You know, there is some people that have done a lot of contribution to the growth of this project. Nicholas Wavie is one of them. Alan is also another guy that have really performed a lot of work on nutrition. Brian Inatujuka is also. You follow all those people on YouTube channels. Follow their channels, such that you can get the data how to prepare the feeds for yourself, because that is it. I also thank Some Grace Boji is also a good contributor to this. There is also Carol of Emilin's farm. This guy on Me Farm. You people, you are really doing perfect job. A lot of people are now trying to do what I really love. Than our country being dormant when you really have gold that we cannot even discover. The gold we have is the green pastures. Is the green pastures can be converted into milk and into muscles, oh, the meat that we can really sell and make dollars. You people, the only challenge that we have, some of you say that you have animals, but you don't have animals, you people. If you have 1,000 animals, those are not animals. If you have 2,000, those are not animals. Because just, yes, sorry, the network was bad. So I was saying, just imagine if you have 2,000 animals and somebody is telling you that I want to consume 30 goats per day. How many days will you take to finish up your 1,000 goats? Do you see, if somebody is consuming 30 goats per day, only need 33 days to finish your 1,000 goats or 2,000. So you people, you don't have animals and you will not manage to have those animals alone. But what do we do? What I'm doing is what we are supposed to do. Try and help your people. Let those people learn on your challenges. If you're challenged, find the solution, give it to those people so that they don't go into the same problem. The only problem we have, if you went through a certain process, you need even a person coming to go through the same process. No. That is not going to work. It is not going to work. If you really want the country to move forward, you know, it doesn't help Hamiisi to do animals and get rich as a person. I will transform just few people around me. But if I die and go away, I will die a rich man. But how about other people that have not developed? So you people, have that in your mind. These are wider projects beyond our expectations. We cannot handle them as a person. Take it from me, like it or not, this project is a wide project. Because whoever comes that needs animals needs in a big quantity. You get it? Let it even be a local market. Let somebody tell you that every day you give me 2 or 5 animals. Let's say some of the restaurants here in the country eat 5 animals. Just do 5 animals times 360 days. You have 1,800. In a year, you don't have any animal. So you people learn. Make sure you learn, understand this project. If you go through a certain challenge, give it to people. They learn it. Because many people have done a lot of research on how they can learn this. So you people, don't be selfish. Don't try to be selfish. Yes, Umaru Kasozi, that animal that was bought $2,400, it was not a joke. And it was not me who said it. It was the guy in South Africa, that white guy. He was telling me that in auction, they took that animal. The animal was so nice. In the auction, they give you their cost they want to sell an animal. Then, depending on the quality of an animal, somebody says, I'm paying more than that. Try to compete with you and make sure that he outsmarts you. Then you also add on more money. That is how it raises up to that money. It was bought $24,000 US dollars. But let me give you an example. If I buy that animal at $24,000 US dollars, that is around 80 or 90 millions of Ugandan shillings. Then I give it to pure females, 50 of them. And those animals they have produced, let's say I have produced 50 animals. And each of those animals, I sell it cheaply. Let's say I'm selling it at 3 millions. 50 animals times 3 millions in a single production. That is over 150 millions in the single route of production. And remember, in the 1.5 years, it should have produced twice than those 2 animals that, you know, an animal produces twice in a year. Goats produce twice in a year. But the last group that will be produced, it will be ready to be sold after 6 months. That is 1 year and 1 year and 4 months. So 1 year and 4 months, you should have sold twice. So that means if I sell 50 animals, let's say 100 animals coming out of that one male, I bought 24,000 US dollars. So 100 animals, and I'm selling them at 33 millions, just 3 millions, because that's how averagely we are selling the pures in our country. Leave the extreme that goes to 6 millions or 8 or that. So if I sell it at 3 millions and it has given me 100 kids within a year, that is over 300 millions. If I bought an animal at 80 millions and I'm getting 300 millions just within a year, what am I demanding it? It's just profit. Play with it and make sure that you can make it. An animal, a male, will never make a mistake. You'll never go wrong if you're dealing in animals. You get it? Because they have to grow every day. They multiply every day. So buying it 24,000, it was there, it happened. Because it's a guy who told me, and this is really a very important guy. Very serious. They are not jokers. Yes, Isaac. Yeah, I know you can be like me and even beyond me. You get? Umar, I can see all the comments. You people, I'm seeing the comments. There are many, but I'm trying to go through them, and I'm trying to maybe try to answer those that have asked questions. Yes, Botswana, you do it. You people, me, I don't mind about the country. What I mind about is we discovering what we have. Because animals feed on grasses, and grasses are the ones that are converted into dollars, and you sell your smart money. Those monies are made by the animals. Animals have their service to enjoy, but they are producing and making dollars for you. So you people, it's not a joke. These things are working. These are not seasonal crops like somebody can tell you plant this because they need it. When that person who tells you to plant it vanish, then that is the end of you. These animals have been in existence for a long time, and there is no any way that you will see, Hamiisi told me to rear goats, now I have reared them, I don't have people to eat them. That is very hard. That is very hard. Me, very soon I'm even going to do value addition. Those males that I can see which doesn't have high values of doing breeding, I'll be slaughtering them by myself at my section, and they'll be eating them. You're best in South Africa, Pretoria. You people, you can tell these people that South Africa people are devoted and married to the projects. Those who are looking for the vaccines in Kampala, contact me directly. I will send you where you can get it, and I think it can do very well for you. Kasozi boa male 75%. I have many males, like over 200 or 300, so that's not an issue. Just contact me directly. Chances of exporting grass to those who don't have. Those are all businesses. You people, I'm telling you, because there is some people who are interested in doing the business, but they cannot afford to have the grasses. They don't even have where to plant the grasses. And if you sell them the grasses, they can as well use it and break even. So there is still that chance. Abbas, you want me to talk about winners? It will be a long process. Whenever I get free time, I definitely will want to maybe unleash data on one of the things such that you can keep them. You know, goat farming is a long process. It's a long process, but we can keep doing it. It's not hiring 150 acres per month. It's supposed to be a year. It's supposed to be a year. Not a month. There is a lot of land all over the world, all over the country. Creo silage machine, you contact me directly and then I'll get it for you. You can keep silage as long as there is no penetration, there is no any damage. You can keep it even 7 years and plus. There is no any problem. So you people, I think the questions are really very many here. There are very many here. So I think, but I need to vanish and go away. But I think I have tried at least to give you some information. Yeah, there is a lot of questions here, but I think I've tried to unleash, try to answer most of them. Nambozo Christine, you can get the parent stock whenever you need it. I have tried my best to make sure that the animals are really available whenever you need them. I can always have them, and I can always serve you very well and make sure I serve you the stock that I trust. So that is not an issue. So you people, I think next time when I get time as well, I'll be able to discuss a number of things. But my last words for you is that just get devoted, just get serious in the projects, just get married to the project. Don't just go in a project that is not sustainable. When you do animal farming, even if I'm around or not around, the project can run itself. It doesn't need me. It doesn't need your neighbor. It only needs people who consumes an animal. But remember, even if you're going to the village, even your mother is asking, is asking, have you brought for me some meat? So that is something that is unavoidable for us, the old, the young, and everybody. It's very, very important. So hey people, let me just wish you the best. I think I have given you some little time, and I'll keep doing it. And me, I'll keep posting. I'll keep giving you ideas. It's good. If you want to keep them, definitely you can. If you don't want to listen, then it's also fine. But me, I'm trying to make sure that I create more of me, more of the people that are ready to need to get interested. I feel very disappointed to find a farmer that I've really tried to invest in money and he has failed. Those are some of my issues that I don't even want to hear. I always want to hear a farmer being successful in whatever they're doing. So hey people, let me just maybe wish you the best, and bye-bye for now, you people. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for following. We shall just be in touch. Bye.